Udita, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Taking the bitter with the sweet. Yeah, and
Yeah,
good so far.
okay, perfect. So, can we begin by you giving us a brief introduction of yourself?
Sure. We are making this podcast for my channel, so my viewers already know me. I'm General. I did my master's in English. Presently, PhD is going on. I train people in IT company, IT sectors, so spoken English, communication skills, soft skills.
Hmm.
Um, and when it comes to my YouTube channel, it's English with Janil, where I make conversations, podcasts with foreigners, people from US, UK, Canada, Australia. Yesterday, I uploaded a podcast and I met a lady from the Greece, like she was from the Greece. So that was phenomenal. It was something that was amazing because I met her for the very first time, someone who was from Greece.
Hmm.
So that's how I try to, maintain my creativity.
Right. Perfect. That's amazing to hear. So, as you said, you talk to different people from different countries and you have had so many conversations. Have there ever been these experiences where you've been, caught off guard, or you've learned something truly exceptional or something inspirational from them? Anything that has helped you in your journey?
Definitely, but look, it happens with every guest. I'm really grateful for my guests because they take out some time and they say yes to me to be on my podcast. So I learn from every of my guests. All the guests are precious, be in terms of language, be in terms of life experiences, be in terms of mindset.
Hmm.
There are lots of things that it's ineffable. Like when it comes to the learning aspect.
Right.
I learned the word mortified from one of my guests. Uh,
Hmm.
it was not in my active vocabulary, but when she used it, now it's a part of my vocabulary. So,
100%. It's only when we talk to other people and engage that we learn, right?
yeah.
So, as you said, you are a content creator, you're on YouTube. So, the the conversation I had just before meeting you, I asked the person as to what challenges he has faced while making content for YouTube, or what difficulties he had come across while maybe filming or shooting. So, do you have any of those experiences?
I feel like not in terms of recording itself, but I feel like the level of my content. I feel like I deserve more. Like the kind of content I'm creating, I don't think that it's reaching out to the people. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the quality that I provide compared to other YouTubers. Uh,
Right.
to be honest, frankly speaking, I feel like my content is way better because I bring people from all over the world, and not everyone is doing it. So I feel
Right.
like my channel should have at least good number of subscribers and all. In that terms, I feel like I'm lagging behind.
Hmm. So, as you said that you think you deserve a greater outreach. So, if l- like in marketing, we present a pitch. So, if some of your followers were here, or if you had to just approach people, could you like maybe give very interesting or a small pitch as to why they should watch you or they should subscribe to your channel? What would you tell them?
Look, personally, I would say that for me, I often tell it, and I'm not exaggerating. For me, English is my religion. So I
Hmm.
give every ounce of it while making the content. And the kind of guests that I bring on my channel, I have to really work my ass off, to bring them, to approach them, and to convince them that be on my channel so my viewers and I can learn from you.
Right.
So these are some of the things that I do, not just for the sake of making podcast or to get famous or something, but to provide real, genuine content to the people. Learn English not with Indian speaker, but with native speakers. Where Indian guy, like everyone can resonate with me that I'm from India and I'm trying to convey my message to native speakers who can they can put them in my shoes and they can connect, resonate with the videos like that.
100%. I mean, English is also a language I admire greatly. I think you said you did your master's in English.
Come again? Yeah, I did my master's in English. Yeah, and PhD is also going on.
PhD, that's amazing. So, what are some of your favorite authors or poets? I would love to know because I am a great reader
Uh,
myself.
Wow. Even I would love to know from your part. But
Sure.
first, I would say that I'm not really into poetry and poems, something
Mhm.
like that. But I'm
Mhm.
into novels, so I tend to like I used to read a lot of novels of Agatha Christie.
Mm,
She was into like mystery thriller,
mhm,
then John Grisham, then Nicholas Sparks. So
mm.
these were some of the people that I used to look up, when it comes to the novels.
But if I had to ask you to pick just one author who really, really touched your heart and just changed the way you look at life, maybe, is
Uh,
there an author like that for you?
in terms of non-fiction, I read a lot of books, but in terms of fiction, I didn't have that kind of connection. But
No.
for me, it's a no-brainer. For me, I would go with Agatha Christie because I'm
Hmm.
more into like mystery and suspense. So I admire her book. Uh,
Right.
yeah, so that's the author that I would always go with.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
thrillers is of course an amazing genre. I think when I was in school, I think eighth or ninth standard, I had come across Dan Brown, and I
Yeah.
got so so
Yeah.
so fascinated that after finishing one novel, I would just jump to the second because it was so interesting, and
Definitely.
mystery, the thriller. I mean, I don't think I've ever come across a good thriller like the Dan Brown series. I think that's great. So tell me, how was your day? Did you have anything stressful, or was it a good balanced day?
Like my day usually starts with 5 o'clock as I'm also a yoga trainer, so I have to wake up early.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's what I do. Like I teach. After that, I take online English classes. Then I go to my workplace. Then again, like in the middle of it, if I get the chance, I do this kind of podcast.
Hmm.
I edit my podcast. Then again, I teach till 11:30 at night. So this
Hmm.
is my typical day that goes like that. So
Was
yeah,
it
it can be hectic at times.
right?
Not stressful, but in terms of managing the time, it can be challenging, in terms
Hmm.
of like energy wise and sometimes, yeah.
Right. As you mentioned, you're a yoga trainer, and all of us are aware of the fact that yoga sort of helps you calm down, just stabilize your mind, your emotions. So, if I had to ask you, when you are in stress, or maybe you have a lot of things going around, do you have anything specific that you do when it comes to yoga that helps you calm down? Because that could help the watchers as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like I try to take deep breaths. I do certain kind of pranayams. Like,
Mm,
yeah, so I tend to do that. Even if those things don't work out, then I take a cold bath, cold
mm,
shower, ice bath. So
right.
it helps me immensely with when I do that. Yeah. So these are some of my go-to things, like strategies when I feel like overwhelmed with things.
So, would you recommend doing yoga during the mornings or at night? What do you think is a better
Uh,
option?
Undoubtedly, I would say it's a no-brainer. In the morning is empty stomach. That's the right way to do it. At night, I don't recommend it. You can do stretching prior to hitting the eight, but
Hmm.
not full-fledged yoga thing.
Right. So, as you just said that you're a yoga trainer, you're also doing your PhD. So, apart from like your professional life, what are the other hobbies that you have? What is it that you like to explore or delve into?
Honestly, my world revolves around English. So
Hmm.
even when it comes to hobbies, like I watch a lot of films. I'm a big, humongous movie buff. So I watch English movies all the time whenever I get it. So yeah, that's what I do. Other than that, I merely get the time. Like I don't even get the time to do anything else. I'm always
Right.
occupied. Even on weekends, I go out. Like I have to like a lot of people. I go out to give speeches in schools to motivate children
Hmm.
about the significance of English. So it
Hmm.
goes like that.
Right, great. So you said you're a great movie buff.
Yeah.
So even I love watching movies. So give me your top five recommendations and the genres.
Genre, I would like to go with again suspense, thriller, then action, comedy. I'm not really into drama, so I tend to avoid those kind of films which are too melodramatic. Like
Mm,
some of the films of like if we see Leonardo DiCaprio, his
mm,
films are always dramatic, so I tend to avoid those kind of films.
right.
Uh, yeah, horror films, big fan
Mm,
of it. Yeah, I've watched like 19 black and white films. I watched like modern films, all sort of films. You name it, and I've watched it. Uh, Favorite, it's hard to say because as I told you, I'm on a movie buff. So for me, I'm into all kind of genres except drama. So it's really hard to pick one.
Fair enough. So, it's the reason I'm about to ask you this question is because when I was in my second year, we had this paper in English called Cinematic Adaptations of Literary Texts.
Yeah,
So we basically had to read those books and also analyze how they have been interpreted into movies. So
yeah.
we saw a lot of like filmmaking techniques, montage, and cinematography, photography, so on and so forth. So when you watch a movie, are you focusing on the plot more, or are you also interested in the technical aspects like the lighting or the photography or the editing? What is it that draws you more?
No, like when it comes to movies, I watch it just for the sake of entertainment. I don't watch it as a kind of a person who studies movies. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, so for me, it's solely the purpose is to get entertained and
Right.
at the same time to learn English. Yeah. So I try to hit two birds with a stone. I learn English, I get entertainment, but not in terms of like camera wise or say, like you
Mhm.
said. So no, not in that way.
Because the reason I asked you this question was because when we did that paper, it just completely shifted my perspective. Because even through lighting, through symbolism, the movie tells you so much, that scenes reveal so much. So
Yeah.
that was something I had not explored earlier, and that was a very
Mm.
interesting thing to discover. So tell me, Janil, how long have you been approaching Clapingo, or for how long have you had these sessions?
Like I have a lot of sessions with Aliza. She's a great tutor in Clapingo. She has
Right.
been, I guess, for a while.
Mhm.
And then I had one with Hannah. Although like I'm trying to like she's currently on leave or something, so I don't usually get the chance to meet her. And
Mhm.
I chose you. Yeah. So I thought that I'm gonna have a conversation with Udita. So yeah, you are like the third person from Clapingo.
So, when we are trying to speak a language, of course, we know we are aware of our own mistakes. We make mistakes even when you're talking in our mother tongue. So, as someone who loves English as much as you do, what do you think? Where do you think you lack when it comes to English as a language? Where do you think you need to refine your skills better, according to you?
Sometimes I feel like I'm also an accent coach, so I like tend to learn a lot about American accent. But if I
Mhm.
don't practice a lot, it feels like it starts getting rusty. So I feel like if I don't practice it enough, then my accent starts slipping. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm like. I feel like I'm a little bit lagging behind when it comes to accent.
Mhm.
'Cause, yeah, that's the thing because sometimes I'm a human, so even I procrastinate in terms of my own practice routine. But yeah, other than that, I guess it's pretty good to go. And like mistakes are part and parcel of like a learning, so it's all right. I'm not concerned about mistakes, but I'm like when it comes to accent, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to not lose my accent.
So I am very interested, so that's why I'm asking you this. So when you study accents,
Hmm.
so like how do you go about it? Do you study the accents? Do you try to speak it? I mean, what is the process? Can you walk me through it?
Um, Look, like there are some certain words that sometimes we tend to mispronounce, or sometimes like recently I came across a word like a lot of people or students of mine they were using neither, but
Mm,
it's okay neither. That's an Indian accent, but if you go with neither, it's
mm,
acceptable both in British and American accent.
mm.
Kind of things I keep in mind that I don't end up speaking neither. You know.
Right. 100%.
Yeah, so this kind of meticulous things, minute things I keep in mind.
Hmm. So, have you had a chance to speak with somebody in American accent or in a British accent? So, how do you practice, is what I'm curious about.
How do I practice? Like it comes out, sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't, but it's not a typical Indian accent, I would say that. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of like in a neutral way. And
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like, it depends. If a person in front of me is American, then I would be able to, have that accent more because that person, like I can resonate and try to be like that. But when it comes to Britishers, sometimes it's a daunting task, because
Right.
first
Because they have
I,
very thick accents.
yeah, they have literally, sometimes it's a Herculean task to, and
Mm.
sometimes they speak in such a manner that I have to, like, listen very carefully.
It's incomprehensible if you don't
Definitely.
pay attention. I mean, just like your
Yeah,
attention skips and you've lost the entire meaning of the conversation.
definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
So yeah, I have had some podcasts where Britishers came, and I was having a tough time interviewing them initially. But now I guess I'm good to go in terms of listening. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when I do like expert talk with a lot of native speakers, at that time may have a cold fit. But yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, I'm still a learner. So
Right. And I think we should be proud of the fact that at least we are learning this language, because English is
definitely,
not our first language, it's our second language. And to
definitely.
see that India as a country has made such remarkable progress is amazing.
And yeah, I admire the people. Like, look, when it comes to English, it's like I want to tell to my viewers also. A lot of people say this: the English is just a language. No, it's not. It's a skill. It's a personality. It has the potential to change your personality as well. I was
Right.
not into this books or I was not into movies,
Hmm.
but once I got exposure with English language, it changed my entire persona. So
100%. I agree with you completely, because as they say, whatever you read, whatever you watch, whatever you listen, that ultimately has an impact on you. So
definitely,
we might not realize it, but it does leaves an indelible mark on our personality.
definitely.
So I think one of my favorite quotes from that movie, Dead Poets Society, was that
Oh,
maybe where the protagonist said that you know professions like doctors and lawyers, these are very noble professions, but it's books, it's poetry, it's art that
yeah,
keeps humanity alive and thriving. So that's
definitely.
something I really really like, because
Robin Williams, right?
yeah,
Robin
yeah, yeah,
Williams.
yeah, yeah. Robin Williams, I'm forgetting. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's something that really struck, because sometimes people say, "Oh, humanities or arts, what's the point of doing it? What's the point of studying English or literature?" But it's very, very important.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, I guess because a lot of people choose literature for the sake of getting a degree, but in my case, I did it because I really wanted to. I scored enough marks, more than like good enough marks to go in the science stream, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something with English because since my childhood, I was always fascinated by this language.
100%. And even if not as a form of literature, even if you, and the thing is, whether we like it or we don't like it, English has become the medium of communication in today's world. So, in terms of news, in terms of series, in terms of films, that is the dominant language now.
Yeah,
So, I think getting an awareness of how the language works, because again, it can be a very confusing language as well. One word is pronounced in two different ways but has the same spelling. So it's tricky, but at the same time, I think it's also very interesting, right?
definitely, definitely. Yeah.
Hmm.
And the journey is never ending. You cannot say that I've fully mastered English unless and until you go to US or UK and you live over there for like decent amount of years.
Oh,
So
that reminds me, as you interact with so many people from America or UK, what is like, is there any difference you've noticed, like apart from accent, in the way they speak English, in the way we speak English, like as Indians, do we use more difficult words? Is their way of talking more casual? Have you noticed anything interesting in that aspect?
in terms of intonations and voice modulations, like we lag behind. Like we
Hmm.
don't tend to use those kind of things, whereas they, when you listen to them, it soothes your ears. I can listen to them till the cows come home. So
Hmm.
yeah, for me, like when I do that kind of thing with podcasts, I want to do it as long as they wish to do it. So for me, it's kind of kind of how can I say that the devotion towards those people. I'm really
Hmm.
into that. Yeah, so in terms of modulation, in terms of words, I would say that yeah, at times they can use complex words. So if you don't know the meaning of it, then perhaps you might not be able to understand their message. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So, as your journey, as someone who studied English so deeply, you're also pursuing your PhD now. So, if to somebody who's watching, if you had to give some tips about how to approach English or how to maybe find your way around it, what would be like your top three tips to them?
So, that's a great question. And wow, nice. Um, Honestly, I would tell that person, breathe this language.
Hmm.
Whatever you do, make sure that English is there, be it in terms of absorbing the content, be in terms of having conversation with your friends. People would make fun of you, and you don't have to worry about what people would think of you, because people themselves don't know what is the right and what is wrong in terms of English. A lot of
Hmm.
people have the fear that, what if people make fun of. In order to make fun of something, you must have the knowledge of it. If you don't have the knowledge of it, how would you make the fun of it?
Right.
That thing is preposterous. This mindset of people that people would make fun of. So don't care about that and be selfish. If a person wants to speak in Hindi with you, but if you are adamant about your English, try to speak in English. Let the person speak in Hindi with you, but you can go with English.
Hmm. Right. That's great. So, I've asked you so many questions. Is there anything you would like to ask
Yeah,
me?
definitely. I was looking forward to it. As you are a newbie on Clapingo, how's your experience and what sort of things are you looking forward to?
I think one of the things that has really piqued my interest is the fact that I get to meet so many people every single day. And, while talking to somebody, you get to hear their experiences, you get to hear about their perspectives and their mindsets. So, inevitably, I think you learn a lot because, as they say, you can learn even from a leaf. So that's something I really really admire, to be able to listen to people, to be able to gain from them, and to be able to maybe give them something to learn about. But that's really really interesting, the way you meet new people and just to have conversations, like, we might not know each other personally, but this is a space where we can maybe unlearn and maybe just flow along the conversations casually without fear of judgment. That's something I really like about this platform.
Wow, awesome. And what kind of things do you like to do in your downtime?
Oh, downtime. Okay. So you mean when I've wrapped my day or when I'm stressed? What do you mean?
In your spare time in general, and also at the end of the day, if you do something, just to wind down.
So, in your spare time, to be very, very honest, after college starts, there, your reading habits take a back seat, and that's something I really, really regret because it's something I love doing. Even during our summer vacations, I read about 6 books because I was mad because I wasn't able to read when college starts. So, reading takes a slow back seat, but we are so busy with our academics. So reading is not something I'm able to do on a regular basis. I try as much as possible, but something I do in my spare time is, after my day has ended, after I'm just while just before going to bed, I just sit down in silence for like 10-15 minutes. I meditate. I focus on just whatever I've done throughout the day and just let myself go blank completely. And that is how and that's how I like to go to sleep and end my day, because that just after the chaoticness of the entire day, it just helps you slow down, calms you down. So that's something that has really helped me, and I think it's almost going to be a year since I've started it, and I
Wow.
can never go back. Yeah, it's very very helpful.
Wow. Oh, nice. It's inspiring. Great. A lot of generation, like, are you pursuing your masters or are you still in bachelor's?
Bachelors.
Oh, so you are quite, I guess you are quite young, and I admire the fact that youngsters are into books. So,
Hmm.
like, even my viewers can learn a lot from you. Be like a lot of people feel like people who read books are kind of boring,
Hmm.
or they are, yeah.
That's
uh,
not true at all. I mean, some of the most interesting people I've met have had such diverse perspectives when it comes to reading, be it in terms of authors, poets. And something I really admire about English is that, and reading in uh, particular, is that no two people will have the same tastes. Some
True.
people will like thriller, some people will like romance, some people will like drama, some people will like philosophy. So that's something so unique, and I think that also acts as a extension of your personality. What is that you are drawn to? So that's something really fascinating about reading.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Yeah. And even like when you try to read different genres, sometimes you might get, inspired from that genre. Like I thought that crime and thriller are, my thing. But then I read Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf.
Hmm.
And that book was it was part of our curriculum. And I watched the film itself. It was really phenomenal, top tier thing. So,
Right.
yeah. So you
You know,
can
it
also.
reminds me from quote by, I think it was Oscar Wilde, who said that when he said that I have lived 1,000 lives, I have traveled to 1,000 countries, I have had 1,000 stories simply because I read. And
Mm, true.
you can become different people when you read. You can
Yeah.
sort of accommodate different scenarios when you read, and of course your imagination is the one that gets to run free. So
Well, great. All right, Udita, I guess let's call it a day.
yes.
And it was really a whale of time. I always like to meet people who are into these things. So I had the vibe thing with you. So yeah, it
Same,
was really nice. Thank you for your time.
same here. Thank you. Have a very nice day ahead, and we shall
Yeah.
connect soon. Thank you. Bye bye.